let me teach you how to double up the money through the rule of 72. Let's go.
It's Gangsta Grills,
I die, I organize, everything I do's revolutionize. I build what's good for the whole damn hood. Study G's like these, really think you.
Don't forget to subscribe. Check me 007 on YouTube and Instagram, bringing that finance from the grassroots to you. Now let's get into it. Look, rule of 72, right? I'm gonna break it down in just a second. Now, the problem with most people is, and it's nothing against you, they don't teach it in school. The problem with us is we don't know how fast money doubles. Everybody always want to grow the money, but ain't got the formula to do so. I'm finna break it down for you right now. You know what I'm saying? First off, rule of 72. 72, 72. And again, 72. The reason I repeated that number is because it's the most important number of the equation. It's the reason why it's the rule of 72. Now look, the equation is very simple. I'm mad they don't teach it in school, but you need two numbers. First is going to be 72, like I said. The second is going to be the percentage rate at which you're going to receive off your investment. That is the second number there. Now I'm going to break this down. Now, I'm going to start with the banks in the next section. Rule of 72. Now we're back talking about the banks. So look, the average percentile for a bank is 0.6%. Yes, 0.0006 if you had to put it on a calculator. Really ain't nothing, because inflation is at least 2 to 3% a year. I'm gonna cover that in a later video. That's the devaluation of money. Check out episode 5. I'll give a quick breakdown of it. So the equation is going to look like this. 72 divided by 0.0006. Now that's 3 zeros after the point. Now if you do that equation, you're going to get 120,000 years. Okay, because when you're doing this formula, the ending equation number is going to end up in the amount of years it takes to double. So yes, no, you're not wrong. It's 120,000 years. Ridiculous. And the best savings accounts give you 40% of a percent. So if I do that equation, 72 divided by 0.0040%, because I'm gonna be nice and do the whole thing, is going to equal 18,000 years. What's the point of it in a savings account? What's the point? Nothing. Worthless. You just send your money there for the banks to go invest, and they give you pennies off the dollar. What a joke. Let's move on to CDs. I cannot wait for the certificate of deposit. CDs. No, I'm not talking about the music. Certificates of deposit. It's a little outdated. You rarely hear them as much as you used to. Your older folks would know it. The younger ones don't really worry about it. I'm going to break down why you don't need to worry about it. They're giving you about somewhere between 0.15% all the way to about 0.60% of a percent. Yes, those numbers are really tiny. And the minimum with Goldman Sachs is about $500. Let me pause right here. Goldman Sachs, if you don't know who they are the financial firm that backs Apple's credit card. For you Apple fans out there. Now, here we go again, but with this one, I want you to pause the video and grab a calculator. Well, no, stop slacking. Grab a calculator. We can wait. Okay. Now, 72 divided by 0.0015 or 0.0060, whichever you want to choose, it would have given you 48,000 of 12,000, and those will be counted in years. So again, worthless. These are terrible investment vehicles. Banks and CDs, they're terrible with these things. Don't choose these options. Let's move on, man. Okay. We're going to target the S&P, but more towards the index fund here. And if you watch my videos, you know I'm biased towards this. Warren Buffett always talk about it as being one of the best places for new investors to go. And I'll explain why later on. But right now, the average rate for S&P is about 8.75%, but we're going to use 8 to be fair and keep it very simple. Now, this equation here is going to be 72 divided by 8%. Just 8%. No zeros in the front this time. And that's going to give you about 9 years. 9 years. So if you started an account for a child and they turned 18, the money would double twice in those 18 years. Now, this is why everyone says invest in retirement accounts. Invest in an index fund because they have very little risk. But if you call episode 9, you know why. They diversify for you. They handle the investment for you. So they doing all the work. Now, the reason why this is very important and very crucial to understanding is this is how you handle most of your investments as you get closer and closer to retirement. Because time is not your friend once you get about 40, 50. You have to start making some serious decisions. Now, and with that saying, it's how you build up capital, which I'm covering in the next video. It's going to drop the same time as this one, so I ain't going to leave you hanging. But you cannot compete without capital in a capitalist society. And I'm going to drill that in your head till you get it. But man, checkmate 007 out. That's how we double up. Look, I'm going to show you how to double your money with Excel. Now, this is another Excel walkthrough of the rule of 72 to go with episode 10. Stay tuned. I'm going to walk you right through it. Okay, look, this is what we're going to be building right here. Calculating the rule of 72 to go along with episode 10, where I break down the concept, tell you how they cheating you out your money. You know what I'm saying? You need to check that out. Now, this is the end result. This is where we're going to start fresh. Okay. We're going to do the same thing we did last time, right? And again, we're calculating the rule, the rule of 72. You're going to let that drop like this. And we're going to let's take the first two rows, go all the way to G. Make sure it's highlighted. And we're going to merge and center. Put it in the middle. Let's put a nice color on it. I used that light blue last time, but I think I want this highlighted. I think this is alarming right here. Okay. So calculating the rule of 72. Then we're going to go down here, right? And we're going to start with the formula. We need the formula. We need the constant. I'm going to break down what the constant going to be. And then we're going to need, let's see. We're going to need percentage rate. Percentage rate. If my computer will work with me, we're going to get time, and it's going to be in years. I need to make that very important, in years. This is usually calculated in years. An initial investment. You're going to highlight A. You're going to see this and double tap it. It should automatically expand for you. Now the formula, we're going to do an equals with the parentheses because we're going to actually use a string literal. I'm not only a financial advisor, I am also a software developer. So we're going to do a 72 divided by rate equals, well, put a space, equals time. And you're going to close it with another parentheses. Enter. We're going to spread it out again. So that's the actual formula itself. Now the constant, since it's the rule of 72, the constant is going to always be 72. Do not forget this. That's why it's the rule of 72. I'm eventually going to cover a lot more of these financial topics and formulas. Now the percentage rate, we're going to throw the average of the industry, which is about 8%. Now to get that, we're now going to have to build out the formula. Equals 72, which is the constant. You select that. You're going to put divided by percentage rate. And that gives you 9 years. Time in years. Now the initial investment is a nice one. Pick your amount. I'm picking 10,000. I'm going to pick that and I'm going to put the money sign. We want that to look like money, you know what I'm saying? Let me go highlight that green. We all know what I mean, you know what I'm saying? We always put the green around here. I'm feeling like Mayweather, straight money team. So look, let's put your age. You ain't got to tell me. You know what I'm saying? Just for the bucket. And how many years before you retire? because it's also going to be a very important topic here. And how many times the money will double before retirement. I like that one right there. That's nice, isn't it? Let's see what we got over here right here. We have the ending investment. Now let's move this down. Okay, it won't let me just move it down like that. Fine, do that. I want to give it some space. Put it on the same row. We're going to highlight this, make it wrap text, and we're going to spread this out. I don't like that. Control Z twice. Stretch it out this way. I like that better. Let's make the investment here a darker shade of green. Now, blue. You have your age here, can be any number. I'm gonna put that in. But the years before you retire is going to equal this number minus, 62 minus this number. Because 62 is generally retirement age unless they change it. So what am I, 31 now? Not 3. Now how many times the money will double before retirement? Well, that is going to equal give me one moment. That is going to equal one second, drawing a blank. Go E4 divided by yes, sorry for the technical difficulties. Yes, like how many times is going to double before retirement? We're going to need how many years before you retire, and we're going to have to take the time in years. Because we're dealing with years, we really need to know. So we're going to divide that, take the time in years, and we're going to get that, okay? Say 3.44 times before I got to retire. Oh, no, that was right. What am I changing stuff for? And then we got to go back to the ending investment. So I got about 31 years to retire. I'm about 50% there. Let's see. The ending investment is going to be a little tricky. Because this is where we have to actually build out the entire formula. Which is going to start with the initial investment of $10,000. Okay. Now, this is going to have to be multiplied. That is the actual exponential formula if I'm remembering correctly. So you're going to need 1 to represent the whole number, which is 100%, because we're not trying to lose money, so we're talking about the actual gain. So the gain is going to be plus the actual percentage rate, which is 8% in this example here, and it's going to be divided by 100 to be put back into percent form, and it's going to be raised to the power of how many times it's going to double before you retire. No, I'm sorry, that's wrong. Let's change this back. E4. How many years we got? And there you have it. $108,676.69. Now, I know if we're doing simple math, now I said how many times the money will double before retirement. When we're talking doubling, we're not talking 10,000 times 2. We're talking about 10,000 times 2, 10,000 times 2, 10,000 times 2, and then there's the 0.4. So again, if we do this amount here, you get this. And if we take that, take that, and we got to take it. I might not be 100% correct on the way I do this, but it should be somewhere in the ballpark. Yep, somewhere in the ballpark. So that is how you're going to end up with that, and that's why we have it the way we have it here. Now, this is not important. You really gonna make me do it like this? Now, so this is the rule of 72 being calculated. Now we can always change the numbers. Let's say if you had a better investment, we do 12%. The numbers change immediately. Why? It should double 5 times. Therefore, we have 335,551 cents. It takes 6 years for it to double, because it's always being divided into 72 to give you the amount of time in years. So you have to be aware of this. I've already covered this in a rule of 72 in the video about how the banks aren't even giving you a full percent. CDs are not keeping up with inflation, and good luck with the rest of the investment vehicles they have. I generally talk about one, but anytime you have a percentage rate for your investment, understand this is what's driving the investment. So how fast you know your money will double. Investments take time to build. Figure out what your rate of return is. Now, checkmate 007 out, man. Like, subscribe, share. Tell me if I need to do something better. I doubt it.
I organize everything I do's revolutionize. I build what's good for the whole damn hood. Study G.